my little butterflies, and this video is going to be my review on If I Stay and Where She Went by Gayle Forman. For If I Stay, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. It was a really quick book too. I ran through it really fast. I think I read it in like a day and a half, even if that. It was just so good. Like, I couldn't stop reading it once I picked it up. So I think I read it into like 2 sittings. It sent me on a really big emotional roller coaster. Like, when it started out, it's like I kind of know everybody know the main plot or the story for If I Stay. She got in a car accident and she's in a coma, so she has to decide if she wants to stay or if she wants to just die, move on. But in the beginning, when it started, I was like, oh my god, they're just so happy and she's having fun, and like they don't even know what's about to happen. And then when it happens, it's like it hit me like right here, and I promise you, this is the first book I cried. Yes, I shed a couple tears. It was a really good book. It was the first book in a while that I've actually shed tears for. And I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, because I didn't know this. So cover your ears for about 5 seconds. I did not know her whole family died in the damn car accident. I thought she was going to get in like a car accident with a friend or something. I didn't know she got into it with her family and then her whole family died. That hurt me even more. So that was a real shocker for me, like serious stuff. I really loved all the characters, like, well, at least of what I saw for most of them, because they didn't really get into real detail about, the background characters, but I really did love what I saw. I could really see them as like a real family, real friends, like real close, and I really liked that. Then another thing I really loved about this book, I loved the flashback scenes. I love a good book with flashback scenes in it, and I loved how this one did it. And it really made the book feel full, because if she wouldn't have did the flashback scenes, I don't know how she would have, went about doing the story without the flashbacks, because to me, I feel like the flashback scenes really made the book, and I really loved that aspect of the book, is the flashbacks. Loved it. And right after I read the book, I did watch the movie, and the movie was really good, but the only thing I had problems with the movie was the movie made Adam seem like an asshole. They made him seem like a giant ass, and I did not like that, because in the book he was just this sweetheart, but then in the movie I was like, he's such a dick. That's how I was feeling watching the movie. But altogether, this book was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was really good. Y'all should really go watch it. The next book, Where She Went, I didn't love it like I did the first book, but I didn't hate it either. I only gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, and that's a leap, because at first, when I first started reading it, I was ready to give it 2 out of 5 stars, but as I went on, I was like, okay, well, it's not so bad. But my list of likes overruled the list of the things that I don't like. I don't know why, but I didn't expect going into it to get a 5 out of 5 star kind of read, because I heard a lot of stuff before, so I kind of didn't go in with a high expectation in the first place, but what I got wasn't what I expected. First of all, I really did like how, we got to see more of Adam in this book, because in the last book we didn't get to see him that much. He was kind of like a ghost, so I really did like how we got to see more of him. But also, on the other side, I didn't like the whole book being in his perspective. I wouldn't have minded if it was like every other chapter, and that's what I thought it was going to be when I started off reading about him. But then when I got to like chapter 5, reality hit me, and it's like, no, the whole book is going to be in his perspective. And I didn't really like that, because I wanted to know what was going on through her mind. I wanted to know how she was feeling, from her point of view. Even though the whole book, the first book, was from her point of view, which it should have been, looking at the circumstance. But the second book, even though it was a good book, I still didn't like that the whole story was in his point of view. I want to know what she was thinking, not just from what he can tell. I want to know what's going on in her head. What was she feeling at that moment? I also really liked how each chapter started out with like lyrics from a track from one of his songs on his album Collateral Damage. I thought that was cute. That was really cute how you started off with that. Every chapter except the flashback chapter. We still have those flashback chapters in this book, which I did like, because you know it kind of brought us up to speed on everything that happened after the first book ended, in between that and this book starting. So it was really, I really did like that. That was really cute. I really hated how If I Stay, the book and the movie, kind of contradicted with the events happening and where she went. Like, and If I Stay, looking at the time slots, they didn't have days, which they probably should have, but looking at the time slots, and If I Stay, she was only in a coma for 24 hours, if that. It was a little bit, it's a couple hours shy of 24 hours. And you know, they said she squeezed her hand. She squeezed his hand, and then she opened her eyes. In the book, they say she was in a coma for 3 to 4 days before she even opened her eyes. I think they said she probably opened her eyes on like the 3rd day or the 2nd day, something like that. But I didn't like that. I was like, in the first book, she woke up after 24 hours. She looked at him right in his face. And then in the second book, all of a sudden, no, she was in a coma for 3 to 4 hours. She only squeezed his hand. And I'm like, at times I felt like it was 2 different authors writing 2 different books, and they didn't compare their notes before they wrote the second book. Like, that's how I felt at some points in the story. I mean, I don't know, maybe I missed stuff. You know, maybe some things flew over my head. Probably did. But from my perspective, that's how I felt. I really did like how she added like real life issues of celebrities, using Adam to, you know, get those out to us. Like all of the groupies he was having, you know, popping pills just to get through the day, settling in relationships for the public eye's sake, and the invasion of privacy that celebrities go through all the time, dealing with the paparazzi. It's like they don't have their own life. They have to hide. They can't do this and they can't do that anymore because everyone's watching. I thought that was really nice for her to add that real life detail in it, and she did it so good. And she didn't just throw it in one chapter and then the next chapter it was gone. No, she brought it throughout the whole book. His anxiety, everything. And then, you know, the smoking, he picked up smoking to help with the anxiety. And I think that's something that a lot of celebrities deal with. Whether they like to admit it or not, you know, some things they might not have to deal with certain things compared to this. But that was an A+ job. She did a good job on adding that in. Kind of like, but I didn't like Adam's started to, you know, lose his mind and go a little crazy, and it was a little scary, but it was like, oh, okay, I can understand why he's acting like that, you know, having to do with this for so long. He started to think people were noticing him, but then everybody else was like, what's wrong with you? You know, no one did this, no one said that, are you okay? And so I was like, oh my God, he's completely lost his mind. In this book, I can't help but to feel sorry for him, looking at how things went down. And you know, this isn't a spoiler to me because they tell you this in the synopsis of the book. They broke up. Okay, that's not a spoiler to me because if you read the back of the book, it's in there, so it's not a spoiler. And she was wrong for how she left him. You know, she didn't, you know,
face-to-face breakup, no phone call, no text message, no Skype, no DM message, nothing.
She said nothing to him, and it was kind of like one of those relationships when you're in like elementary school, like you was in like 3rd grade, and the whole year you're like, oh, you're my boyfriend, and then you go on summer break and come back and y'all not together anymore. That's kind of what that was like. And I was like, wow, she was wrong for that. And I just felt so bad for him. It was almost like he had the little puppy dog eyes. I just couldn't help but to feel sad for him. I just wanted to give him a big hug and be like, you know, it's going to be all right. Anybody else felt like that? Because I felt like that. I also really liked the shuffle entry that they had at like the very end of the book. Like after the story itself is over, it had like a shuffle interview entry. And to me, that kind of took the place of an epilogue for me, because it kind of, you know, let us know, well, sort of kind of let us know where our favorite characters are, Mia and Adam, like, you know, what have they been doing. And I really did like that. Happy to see that he got back into things and, you know, he's happy with stuff. I love that. I didn't think I was going to get one in this book, but and at first I wasn't even going to read that. I was just going to end the book, but I was like, well, let me see what it's about. So I'm happy that I did read it because it really was good. And another thing that was really, really cute, right after the shuffle entry, there's a couple of pages where he has the tracks and the lyrics from his future songs on a page, and it's like, I think it's like 4 songs maybe. Like, I think it's like 4 songs on 4 different pages of from his new album. And I was like, that's so cute. She didn't just stop flat with the story. She kind of left a little space. You know, she kind of ended it, but then she kind of left a space in our mind to be like, you know, their story still goes on. You know, they're doing really good. You know, he's doing this, she's doing that. And I thought that was really cute. Anybody else think that me and Adam should, like, you know, do a group together with just them two, you know, Han, cello, and him on guitar? I think that would be perfect, like a little couples group. That would be great. I think they would do really good. From the book, it sounded like they did really good together. I can't wait to see the movie for Where She Went, though. Even though I didn't love it as much as the first book, I still hope to see a movie for it, because some of the stuff I was reading, I would really love to see it, you know, actually in my face in movie form. That would be so good. So for these 2 books, I really did. Altogether, I loved them. I didn't hate them. You know, I came in kind of knowing I wasn't going to love the second book as much as I did the first book. But I do recommend it. You guys go read it. Just be aware, you know, that the second book is all in his perspective. And if that's something that you don't want to read about, you don't want to hear it on his perspective, then, you know, don't read the second book. It might ruin it for you. You know, I didn't mind it after it kind of hit me that the whole book is going to be in his perspective. I almost thought about putting it down and not finishing it. But knowing me, I have to finish it because I've already started it, even if I don't like it. So, you guys, that's my review on If I Stay and Where She Went. Go pick it up. It's a really good book. Hopefully we get a movie for Where She Went. You know, I can't wait to read it. Stay tuned for my next video. I'm happy you guys stayed around so long. Love you guys. Bye.